You like to another video with your boy Alex. We're back again with another clip. Today's topic is money magnifies your flaws. Now, let's just say you are a person that is dishonest, right? With yourself, with others, about every and anything. Perception is not reality. You try to paint this picture as if you are someone that you are not. You have stumbled across or stumbled upon a group of people that believe what you're saying. And all it takes is for one person to believe what you're saying or doing, and then they tell somebody. And then they tell somebody. And then there's a kind of a snowball effect going on, right? Now that you have this little following of people that are believing in something that you based on lies or dishonesty. Now you start monetizing and you start making money. You know, not no little pennies on the dollar type money. I'm talking about real money, like life-changing money. Now, any flaw or any any character flaws or traits that are negative, they're going to be amplified, magnified, right? Because now, with that money that you are now starting to accumulate, you're also going to have power. And with power, you're going to have influence. And power and influence in the wrong hands can cause a lot of trouble, right? Wreak a lot of havoc. See what I'm saying? Influence is to be handled with responsibility. Power is to be handled with responsibility. Because just as fast as you've gotten it, it can be stripped from you just as fast or quicker. However long it took you to get that or accumulate that power and that influence, it can be taken in half the time or shorter. So you have to be very careful that what you're asking for, you are within range of receiving it, right? You are the person that should be receiving it. Because the play, have you ever heard this? The play doesn't care who makes it. So you can gain the power and influence, right, that somebody else should have had because their character, right, their character was in a better place than you were. But you weren't ready. You weren't responsible enough. You see it all the time with these rappers, right? Those are the prime examples. And some YouTubers too. You see it with YouTubers, but these people influence. You see it a lot in musicians where they will, have this perception or this persona that they are someone or bigger than they are, that they're bosses when they're only a puppet in the grand scheme of things. They get awarded or get allotted an amount of money to create albums, but they want all this elaborate stuff instead of working on themselves as a person, and instead of molding their craft, right, shaping their craft, honing their craft or their skills, they want to just jump straight to the fun shit, and more than likely it's going to backfire because you don't know what you're doing, right? You're ignorant to the fact of the whole business, the whole process of things. So you getting a $2 million check and you thinking that's yours. You thinking these people are paying you, right, $2 million just for your talents. Nah, they're giving you a loan. It's a $2 million loan, right? And you are supposed to repay that money over how many years with your hard work. Anything you put out, you don't own none of that. It's all theirs. And you're gonna still be stuck in this contract if you play it smart. If you don't play it smart, you're still gonna be stuck in this contract for years and years to come. You're gonna be drained dry, and let's hope your albums don't flop, because anything you're asking for, they're gonna give it to you. But just know you're paying for it all. You're asking for, flights. You want to take your homeboy and your homeboy's cousin and your homeboy's baby mom and his 3 kids. You want to take the whole hood with you to Atlanta from New York. Oh, yeah. Okay, we can make that happen. yes men. They're gonna make everything that you ask for happen because you're hot, right? They're basing your they're basing what you're doing, or they're basing your projection, right? Basing your success off the projection, not the actual real numbers at this point. So all you have is a projection and an estimated projection of how your career is going to go. And a lot of dudes get this money and go fucking bananas, blow the money. They get lazy, don't want to put out no music, they don't want to tour, and they just put themselves and dig themselves into a deeper hole. So they have no masters, they have no rights to anything. They are now basically a slave to the loan that they were given because they weren't educated on what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? So on top of that, you have these different character flaws that you have not worked on leading up to your success. So now you have success that you have to manage on top of these character flaws that you are now embedded in your character that you have been portraying, right? We said it earlier, that you have been portraying to these fans and these people, right? Now you can't reverse it. You can't backpedal it. Now you're either stuck in this persona that you have been portraying that is not the real you, and or you are just magnifying these flaws that you have, this dishonesty, and when people figure you out and see that you're a fraud, you're a fake or whatever, that could ultimately turn people away from you, right? Countless rappers that were hot, like Fetty Wap, and people will be like, oh, he fell off, he just at the third. It's not that he fell off, right? It's not that he fell off, and I heard Montana through here to say that. Shout out to you, bro. It's not that that person fell off. It's that y'all stopped rocking with him, right? And that's the worst thing. These people fall off, they don't pivot, or they don't move with the new wave, and their music starts sounding the same, right? They start getting lazy. They may be putting out music consistently, but it's not nothing refreshing, right? You got to have something refreshing. You have to have refreshing, and you have to have that pivot going to make it familiar, but also have a little twist to it to keep him coming back. But he never fell off. He still makes good music. People stopped checking for him. 6ix9ine, he was the biggest thing in what year was it? 2018, 2019, right? Just crazy views, craziness, elaborate Instagram posts, colors, big booties, big titties everywhere. 6ix9ine from face to foot, elaborate cars, expensive whips, expensive houses, right? Collaborations with everybody. And then he got caught up in the wrong crowd. Now, before he blew up, he was already in with this wrong crowd, right? He was already going down a bad path before he blew up. Because him and Trippie Redd were cool. And they were, and then they grew apart. Trippie Redd is still doing pretty good. Now 6ix9ine, he trajected. They, split apart. And he got caught up with the wrong crowd, portraying this persona, this image that was not him. Caught himself in a couple of bad cases. Got locked up. When he got out, it's over, man. Bobby Shmurda, right? Had the song that blew up, almost 800 million, almost a billion views, if it's not a billion views by now, on YouTube. Got caught up because he was already in some bullshit before he blew up. That's what I'm saying. These guys be in bullshit, or they have these character flaws. They still trying to be a certain person. They're trying to portray this certain image. But when that success comes calling, when that money come calling, you either let it go, you work on you as a person, you understand you have to change things if this is what I'm going to do, or you're just going to become a worse beast, a worse animal, an even bigger problem than you were before, because now you have resources. Now you're a fucking tyrant with resources, right? And we know how tyrants, what happens with tyrants, they rule for a little bit, they got their hand and foot and everything. They trying to rule with an iron fist, and they get that shit shut down. They get shut down by the government, and then they get shut down by the business, or they get shut down by the industry. Now everything you doing, you are not gaining any traction. Nobody's checking for you. They could put any narrative out about you that they want to. Because guess what? You signed that contract. Guess what? You had that shot. Guess what? You had that chance. You had that chance, bro. And you blew it. Please, if y'all don't listen to anything else, make sure y'all are in a position to receive the money, the power, the influence before you get it. Because if you don't, and you still decide to neglect yourself, it's going to come back to bite you, bro. You're not going to be able to sustain, you're not going to be able to keep it up. And then you're going to become a fraud, and you're going to be miserable, depressed. And then it's just going to go it's going to be a downward spiral from there. Everything's going to go downhill from there. It's going to be a downward spiral from there. So just do the work, stay consistent, be a wholesome person, because all of that get rich quick, all of that, faking and frauding, fake it till you make it. It may sound appeasing, or it may sound enticing, right? But I assure you, in the long run, when you know that you have done the work, when you know you're on the up and up, when you know you're a person of substance and a person of moral and ethics, nobody can take that from you at the end of the day. And people will always look to you for your guidance and your support and your wisdom. But make sure you dine your I's and cross your T's. It's your boy Alex. Catch y'all in the next one.